if you escalate that, then you see most of the people failing in educational infrastructure, blacks again. When you go to the workplace, like we're failing. When it comes to business, you see what I mean? So unity, lack of families, in it, cohesiveness. So, I mean, how obviously I'm not going into your business, but did you grow up in a single did you grow up in a single household, single mom?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I grew up with both parents. Had my siblings. There was always somebody in the house.
Yeah.
Older person in the house. So, you know, I did grow up with both parents.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
And it's a bit scary because like it goes so bad that people start to melt down, and you get to an extent where you know how you actually get. How can I say it? First you don't have your father, and you can't pay the bills, and then you get to poverty. And when you go into poverty, you start doing acts or you go crazy. The other in it, so you either go crime or crazy. So I'm saying to you now, can we adjust in anything that you can short term in terms of how we get together with like how we treat our women, because this concept of I'm going to perpetrate the same thing I never had. So for example, you're saying you grew up in a father or mother, so more likely you're gonna you know how to conduct yourself in a marriage or relationship, whereas someone like me, I wouldn't know how to manage, bro. And then, but even though I'm a good guy, I don't do nothing wrong, but I can't. Is it intuition? Is it subconscious? Is it mental? Is it physical? Finance?
I think it's multifaceted. I don't think it's down to one thing. You don't want to give the impression that only people who grew up with both parents in the house go on to have successful relationships, like into marriages and also have good families. That's we can't say that's what it is.
Okay.
So, I mean, if there are other people, the fact that was lacking in their upbringing, they make sure that they have that stability, that, you know, family with both parents, and just making sure that it works for them. And again, of course, you know, you as a child, you are a product of your environment. So what you see is what you're most likely to emulate, and then also manifest that as you grow up.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is true, but I just wanted to just clarify it, because before people think that always saying, hey, you know, if you're unlucky and you grow up in a house where you have both parents, then that means you're also going to replicate that. Okay, I don't think that's true. But you know, there is that notion that if you see this is where you grew up around, you're most likely to end up also doing that. You know, as the saying goes, you know, the devil finds idle hands.
Idle thumbs, yeah.
Yes. So if you're sitting around not doing anything, then you will find something that has no constructiveness or benefit to you to do. Okay. You're easily manipulated, easily convinced, persuaded to do something else that will land you in trouble. Okay. So on one hand, you have the lack of family dynamic. So you're growing up in a single parent's home. Things are difficult. And on the other hand, you've got to deal with the injustice that you've got to face as somebody of ethnic
from the outside. Yeah, from the outside.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times you realize that the burdens are too much. So you're easily influenced as, you know, how the quickest way to make money. Your peers are making money. You're not thinking about the long term, you're thinking about the short term. Now I get it that if you grow up in a household where both parents are there, you look up to your father. But what about cases where both parents are there, but the father is not more or less not doing anything constructively for you to learn from? Hence, you pick up bad habits, bad traits. So I think it's not one-dimensional. I think that there are different elements to this. It depends which one you want us to concentrate on here. Because just because you grow up with both fathers doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have a successful marriage. Even though statistically that coming from a household where both parents are there and active, you're less likely to end up in jail. That's statistics.
Wow.
Yeah, you're less likely to end up in jail. So, not to say that being a single parent means that your child will end up in jail, but this is the statistics, right? It just goes to show how hard it is, when the family dynamic is not as solid as it should be. But then this is simply looking at it from purely women raising children, not necessarily men raising children.
Okay.
So again, statistics. If you're not careful,
but that's the thing. It's like if we look at the on the grand scheme of things, and you expand it and you scale it, my culture tends to be. This is what someone said to me, bro. She's a woman, divorce her. Women have always been divorced. Like for us, is like this word from uncles and things like that. Just like women get divorced in it, so divorce her. Like it's like we say it like it's drinking water, and then I'm looking, I'm thinking, okay, maybe this ideology and this way of living is what's causing so much chaos and destruction not on a society but on a nation, on a country level. And if you take that and you multiply it to, you start going east and further, you see we love our polygamy. Polygamy. We love our women. We like to extend the families. We like to make it broad, and then you see the chaos that ensues. Whereas even till now, we can't cohesively come together as a forget even a country, as a block, as a tribe. Did you see what I mean? Jones?
I see it, and
it's
so this is deeper, because what we're looking at is the let's just put it as is the output of the problem.
The result,
So now we need to go all the way back.
Okay,
because what you're talking about, which I believe, this is something that has been socially constructed.
Oh, careful now.
In society. Oh no, let's call it as it is.
Which society we're talking about here? Western, Eastern?
No, we're talking about East Africa.
Okay,
right?
Yep. Go for it.
We're talking about Somalia.
Okay, East Africa, yeah.
Okay, and let's specifically talk, because you're talking about Somalia.
Yeah.
And to a certain degree, a lot of the African tribes, and also in Europe. And if you look at things, men are always perceived, or by nature, we've been told that men are designed to rule, to do this. The women are designed to be in the kitchen, to look after the children. Right? So, this is, for me, I believe this is a social construct.
Okay.
Because, let me just bring in one factor, quickly. According to the World Bank, if women had the same access as men to capital, poverty in Africa will be reduced massively. Massively. So what we've done is cut off the potential that could or can add to society.
And I mean, what's the...
And what we've done, you're a woman, you don't need to go to school. You're a woman, you should stay at home and look after the kids. Meanwhile, the man is getting all the education he needs to better himself and gets to a position where he feels as though you're a problem to me, forget you. I'm going to look for a next one. So then you're talking about single parents. You're talking about the fact that the man is not there.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen? So just look at that. Just look at that for just put that on the back burner, and look at what I said earlier. That statistics proves that or shows that children from a single parent home are more likely to end up in prison. And I put that in the context of Somalia. Children from a home most likely will end up joining these other groups
to make which is not even it's a fact.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So anything that subjugates the woman or a woman will have an adverse effect within society as a whole. Now imagine the man playing an important role in the family setting. It doesn't matter how many wives you have, if that's the way you want to go, but you make sure that things are done properly. That you're in the children's life, you're in the woman's life, you understand the woman, you communicate with the woman or the women, right?
Okay.
And you're in the kid's life, as opposed to just getting up and going to A, going to B, going to C, going to D, and literally just saying, hey, by the way, oh, that's my son, oh, that's my daughter, oh, that's... And this time you're missing in action.
But let's go to you and IMF. Let's agree with you guys. We give you a bit of money, we give the women the money, and we say the women can multiply the money. Meaning, because this concept of if they had access to monetary, financial gains, that poverty will be eradicated. But it's because we know that women are the biggest consumers in a Western society where they have access to capital. No. So this is first this is a myth.
No, it's not.
Okay, fair enough. But this is a myth because we know the biggest spenders in terms of consumer goods and stuff is female. Female like to spend. This is that we know. They don't like to go to work and sweat and.
That's true.
Well, say if IMF said if women have same access to funds, then poverty will be zero. Then
we'll reduce poverty. Yeah.
We'll reduce poverty, but then in the Western world, we know that the women do have access to funds and consumerism. I mean, it's there.
No. But
it's there.
Hold on. The reason the economy works. Imagine the British economy.
Yeah.
Without women having access to fund or access to capital to open up their businesses, what do you think the economy would be like?
We're not talking about open a business. We're saying, we're saying because it's producers and consumers, correct?
No, you're getting mixed up.
Okay.
That was an example that I gave. That the fact that women are seen as, just more or less worthless, to be honest, that you should just stay at home. You shouldn't contribute anything. Cutting the women off within the family setting by the man getting up and just leaving has an impact on society. I went a step further to explain to you, if women had access to also contribute within society across Africa, had monetary access, same as men,
yes,
it will reduce poverty because GDP will go up. There'll be more money coming in because more people are in the working field. People are paying more taxes because more people are working to bring in taxes. So it's the same element I'm trying to paint to you, that if the man gave the woman chance, as opposed to seeing the woman as just being bearing children and just looking after children and not connecting with the woman emotionally to be able to raise a family, that's what's going to happen because you're cutting the woman out.
But don't you think it's a case of the woman just sees the man as a paycheck? So the man just gives me money, and it's not a case. It's not a case of when the man has gone and says, you know what, you're doing X, Y, and Z. It's more to do with the fact that the women, the minute she sees the man, she says he has to provide for me. He's the way, and therefore that's why this construct is basically the social construct that's come around.
I beg to differ. I don't think any woman would say the man has to provide for me. If it wasn't men who said that it's the man who has to provide for the woman. I don't think any woman, and also it's not a woman that says I want to marry this man. It's the man that says the woman I want to marry. So who has the upper hand? No, the woman more or less has no say.
No, they're not. This is well, we love our women, but they're not victims, innit? Let's not paint them as victims.
No, but we have arranged marriage, where a lot of the times the women have not even a lot of the time, 100% of the time they have no say.
Yeah,
that's the essence of arranged marriage. So where does the woman is a victim if that's not the woman's choice? And I think I said this the other day. There's one girl that I work with.
Mm-hmm.
She's Iranian.
Yeah.
And the first time we got talking, for some reason she just started talking. I could see something was bothering her. So, I was inquisitive, like, what's up? And then she said, oh, it's just her family, and her family don't agree with her, and this, that, and the other. They want to for somebody for her to marry. She doesn't know the person. So, the only reason we to get away with it is because she's here. Anywhere else, it would have been a different story. And the fact that she refused, she was seen as disrespecting the family. So it's not a matter of the women playing the victim. Literally, they have no say.
In a sense where now we're going full circle. Now we're going to go back to how we started this conversation to say that the leadership are with men.
Yeah.
And without the leadership, there's going to be chaos.
Yeah.
So now we understand that if women are left to their own devices, things are not necessarily done in accordance, more logic, but more emotional. And that's why we, as a people, I think we have so much emotional.
I disagree with that because you're then ordaining women.
No.
Because it takes two to.
No, but because remember the whole argument was like, if the father's there, the mothers are in charge, right? As in single mothers, yes. So the mother doesn't raise you with a mind frame. She raises
no, it's not.
Let me finish.
Okay,
so she raises you with an emotional construct. That emotional construct is hence why, like you said, men end up doing irrational things, extremism, getting involved in crime, they're trying to make money, not thinking long term about his own family, thinking with the emotional side and doing things irrationally. And also, if you scale it up, like we said, that's why we have leadership now. That's why our societies are in chaos. Our countries are they're hostile and you see what I mean?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but you got to be careful because it sounds you don't come across as blaming women.
But they're not victims. But you're saying they're victims, and the men are in the wrong, and the society construct has made them victims. So that's not true either.
Yes. When you're being told this is the person you have to marry, you have no choice. What are you?
So how many times do you think men got told this is woman you have to marry? You got no choice.
Not that much.
My dad did.
Not that much.
It happens all the time. My father did. So this is normal.
Well, then if that's the case,
this is normal.
Hold on. If that's the case, then this opens up a whole different kind of world. Because from my understanding, from where I sit, it's mainly the man who chooses to marry the woman. Of course, there are instances where
hundreds of times.
Whoa,
and to be fair,
this is who you're going to go.
And to be fair, the women, if some of the women, if they propose to me, I'm less likely to turn it down. I crack on. I get on with it. Whereas a woman would be like, oh, I don't love him. He's not the right guy.
Yeah,
He's not right.
Everybody's different.
Everyone's different, but the point, and then that woman will end up being in a situation, in a position where she's going to be left alone to be nurturing the kids because decision made emotionally. Let me finish. If a decision is based emotionally, because ties of kinship, this is about social, emotional, psychological.
Yeah.
So we know that when she makes it, we as I beg your pardon. It has been proven that if the decisions are made emotionally, so if I come to you and I say I love you, I'm coming to you for the pure love of it, because I feel for you right now. 5-10 years down the road, that feeling is going to erode. When that feeling is erode, you're the one who's going to be bearing the kids. You're the one who's going to bear the burden. And this is the thing. This is the beauty of arranged marriage that you don't seem to understand.
Okay.
We don't always have victims. We have victors.
Okay.
Victors in a sense. Victors is in the whole community, the bigger picture, and that's why we saying the fatherless household is caused by women choosing the men. It should be men choosing the women.
I don't think so. No, because you have a system where the man has access to many women.
Okay.
And you said it yourself that this is what has led to a lot of the problems, particularly in Somalia.
Yeah.
So clearly, it's not working. Clearly,
something needs to change. Something needs to change.
No, something needs to change. It has failed. So I don't understand why you need to keep this going. It has failed. I don't know when you're going to realize that it has failed, right? Somalia is considered a failed state.
Yes.
Why is it considered a failed state? Because of the conflict. And the conflict we're trying to address here begins from home.
Correct.
The breakdown
yes.
of,
100%.
And to suggest that when women are left with children, and because of the emotions, not capable of raising children, I think that's a cop-out, to be honest with you. I think it's an absolute
the best...
If as long as I'm concerned, the woman has kept her end of the bargain. The man hasn't. If the man or men would stay, because life is not all rosy. Life is not all rosy. But I come back to the social construct issue, where it has been ingrained within men, or certain men, majority of men, that when this happens, you move.
Correct.
Your uncle did it, your granddad did it,
I agree with that. I agree with that.
What's wrong with that?
I agree with that.
So you
that's true.
Exactly. So you continue this system going.
Yeah.
And all the burden are on the women. Listen, let's face it. A woman cannot raise a man. A woman cannot raise a man. And don't forget all the pressures women have to go through. And then in a society where the man is seen as the breadwinner leaves, and now the woman be the mother, the father, the breadwinner, and you expect the woman
chaos.
You expect the woman to hold everything together.
Chaos.
This is human beings, just like you and I.
Yeah. It melt down.
Absolutely. And it's not their fault. Whereas, see, everything is balanced, right? So let's just take your argument that, women are more emotional. Of course, women are more emotional. That's why a man can see a girl, sleep with them, and move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Women, well, now it might be different. Someone will say, times have changed. But ordinarily, women are more emotional, okay, because they get emotionally attached when that happens. That's just the makeup of women.
Yeah.
We can't take that away from them. That's just how they are. But I don't think that in itself is the cause of all the problems. You need the yin and the yang, the balance. If the man, that authoritative figure, is in the house,
yeah,
you can't be in the house where you're running around like a headless chicken every minute. Hey. What's that? That ain't gonna happen. That's the man, right? So then you need the woman to be able to soften the mood, and so the kids are well balanced. You know when you show a bit of aggression, you know when you show compassion, and so on and so forth.
And in terms of the order of the day, okay, because I know you're in a rush. You have to clear off today, so we're gonna try and wrap it up.
Yeah.
So to finalize it, right? Are you honestly saying that this unit that we're trying to build here, so so we can scale it up and then we can build a peaceful, loving country. Are you honestly saying that the the role of the leadership should be entrusted onto the shoulders of a mother who's already going through so many emotions? Is that honest belief?
No, I'm just saying that the men need to be accountable
For her emotions.
For not for him for breaking the family structure. Men leave more than women leave.
Yeah, but who makes the man leave?
No, I don't believe in that, because from what you just said, this is something that has happened from generation to generation, and it looks as if the men don't even want to try and anything happen, give it a week, 2, 3 weeks. This is leave, like you said, leave and find somebody else. Right? As that somebody else you find is going to resolve or going to bring the peace that you're looking for. Only lasts for about 2 or 3 months at that. Then you move on to the next one. So before you realize, by the time you're about 70, 80 years old, God gives you that time, lifespan to be alive, and you look back at your life, you realize that you've had about 10, 15, 20.
A trail
of
disaster.
Now imagine if you had children. Imagine what they've seen.
Yes.
Because we are a product of our community.
Correct.
Right? Yeah. Imagine what they realize. And this is all they know.
Wow.
And initially we said that it is known that children who grow up with both families are less likely to end up in
and be more successful.
Well,
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it.
And the ones who haven't, more likely to end up in jail. So imagine, in the context of Somalia, the ones that have not seen that family unit.
Yeah.
Where do you think they'll end up?
Shabab.
And then we're telling them the same thing. If this doesn't work, find another one. If this doesn't work, find another one. If this doesn't work, find another one. So you realize from generation to generation, it just keeps happening. And then that in itself will foster into society, then from society to the nation, because nobody cares about anybody.
And you can see it as well, first-hand account.
Well, and this is what's happening.
And then, well, we're here to learn, by the way, guys. This we get educated by the granddad. These are lessons that we should take on board and so we can live happy, prosperous lives. We're here to ask the hard questions and get the suggestion, advice of a how can I say, we've got like 10 minutes left, and basically just to kind of reiterate what we're going through today. We're not really going to find success unless there was a peaceful, tranquil home. And in order to make a tranquil home, there has to be money, I say, and love and finance. Go on. So you're going to say, John?
No, I was going to ask you.
Yeah, go on.
What do you think needs to be done to end this cycle?
So, John, like, to be fair, to be honest, I'm here to delve deep into the social. We're deep into the social. No. We're here to dive deep into the brains of people who are functioning, because I am malfunctioning. I have no space to. I'm here to learn and to be educated, to learn about the psychology, emotional, and the social well-being of people in terms of the household. You know, I'm trying to build a household before I start telling people what I think.
No, but again, see, and I think this is something that we missed out as well, growing up as individuals and as a family. There's no such thing as a perfect family. If you're lucky, by the time you marry, maybe you've been able to save something, made something of yourself.
Yeah.
So you're a few steps ahead. Yeah. Whereas somebody who is just barely starting in life, and then they get a wife, right? And just the way that things are right now, you're supposed to do what? You're supposed to provide for the family. And you're unable to provide for the family, or at least you feel as though you're unable to provide for the family. That in itself brings stress, anxiety, depression. And I think this is a lot of the things we're not really good at doing. or analyzing as a society, right? So you tend to realize a lot of the men, they end up drinking. Or you see it. I see it in Ghana. They end up drinking. And what happens when the man drinks? Not all, violence. Some men, violence. So then you can have a household with both parents, but because of the issues of life, chaos, absolute chaos. And what does that kid see? Or the children see? Abuse, 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 abuse. And again, we'll come back to your surroundings. Wherever you see, you're more likely to replicate that as you grow up. So I think this is a serious something somewhere was created by a man. You know, our religious people will say this, you know, God told Adam to take dominion over fishes of the sea and everything.
Yep.
I don't dispute that at all. Take charge. Take charge doesn't mean absconding. It doesn't mean that.
Oh, Jale.
Go by take charge means when run that we're running thinking that the storm will not find us in the next occasion. All right, imagine running from tornado, okay, from the US, and then you end up going to meet tsunami in Japan.
You know they say that from
and then you go to the motherland, you end up getting earthquakes. So it's almost as if you think the storm it's not gonna find you, it's gonna find you. So take charge, be a man. You know, even families do break down. Even if that happens, you still have responsibility, especially when the children are involved. You still have that responsibility of the children. And that's the lot of the times men don't want to do that. They don't want to take responsibility of the children, no matter what might have happened within the family.
Yeah.
Even if the relationship breaks down, at least these are your children, and you can't because they bear your name.
Yeah.
They bear your name. You don't want to be look back and see how.
We could argue about that.
And then you're looking at your grandkids thinking, I wonder how they're gonna tell them. I remember I saw this clip. You know, I'm not really into this motivational clips on social media. Yeah. I think it's all washed, by the way.
Okay.
But I saw this clip that said, if you don't train your child, if you don't raise your child well, you'll be raising your grandson.
Because he's gonna have a father.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you don't do your job on your son to make sure he's well equipped to also raise his child, you're going to be raising your grandson. Because your son will fail. You don't want that.
And this is our reality. Failing.
Yeah.
Tumbleweed going down the road. Well, you know what? Like I said there, man. Every time I speak to you, I get educated, you know?
Do you?
Yeah, I'm always learning something, man.
I'm learning from you.
I'm learning something every day, bro. I'm coming here, pick your brains, and we'd like to thank you so much for giving us the time today. Thank you so much if you joined in. If you're not listening, please listen in. This is an exclusive, so subscribe to GN Radio, and you can catch Jones Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at GN Radio Breakfast Show.
Yes.
And anything you want to tell the people to catch up with you?
So I'm on air Monday to Wednesdays, and also on Channel 7, Sky Channel 181, Talk Africa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Channel 7, Talk Africa. Talk Africa is one of my favorite shows, by the way.
Yeah. You would say that way.
No, it's not. I like it, but you put some very interesting people, and hopefully we're gonna get some more. We're gonna get more people who talks about money and mental well-being and this good stuff, you know. So
and that's what we need. We need that. We need to look at our mental health.
Yeah,
we do.
Money.
We really, really do.
Money.
Money.
That's mental health. Money, bro. Money is everything in it.
Money answereth all things, the Bible says.
Amen.
Money is the root of all.
Can you finish reading the rest of that quote?
Yeah.
The rest of the chapter. Keep reading the rest of the verse.
Yeah. Wow, what did you say? You tell me.
I'll put that for you, bro. No.
What I'm trying to say is,
it's not evil.
It's not everything that, especially love. Love has nothing to do with money.
You cannot have love with no money, my brother.
I beg to differ.
Bro, you can't have money with no love.
I beg to differ. Because you can. It's not money that brings love. It's not.
Huh?
It's not money that brings love.
But love needs money, though.
Oh, no.
Love needs money.
If that's the case, let's take your reasoning now. Okay. Imagine people who live in the slum, poverty stricken, and they have children. They would die for their children. No, they wouldn't. Of course they will. And mother's love for a son, you can't listen.
They sell their kids, bro. They sell kidneys.
No.
They won't die.
Even animals, chimps. You try and take a monkey's baby, or you trying to take a lion's cub.
Yeah, but it's baby. Yeah. Okay, all right.
So the point I'm trying to make is not money that gives love. How can you give birth to a child, and because you don't have money, you don't love that child? We're
not talking about that.
No, of course we are. I'm trying to say that love has nothing to do with money. It
has to do a lot of money. For next, we talk about this next week.
I think probably to sustain love, you can say that money is a factor, simply because you're trying to maintain that harmony at home, making sure that bills are paid, so there's space for that love to grow.
No, but the money makes the love grow.
I don't think so. No.
But how can you have love with no? How can you have love with no money?
Because it's something that comes from your heart. It's not touched with money. Something that's a feeling within you has nothing to do with money.
Money brings it out, that feeling.
Maybe you and I are looking at things from a different perspective.
I'm thinking like a woman right about now.
You feel like a woman?
I'm thinking like a woman right about now.
Come on. All right. What's
woman's got love with no money? I don't love no money.
Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Is he a billionaire or what?
Yeah.
He's just divorced, no?
That's what? No, but that's the end of the road. He's been in love.
How's the end of the road?
Because everything has to finish.
What do you mean everything?
Like I said, the love is.
If it's the money,
yeah,
then that money should be able to sustain that love. That love should never die. But they've gone their separate ways. So,
but that's we can talk about that. I can expand on that because you cannot say because the man's 70 plus years old now. Yeah. He's lived his life, and the woman said, "You know what? I want to take my money somewhere else now."
No, she never said that.
Well, technically speaking, they could be doing it for tax purposes. We don't even know their reasoning.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm saying there's multiple reasons. What do they say? Because Bill doesn't love Melinda anymore?
Clearly, the love is not there.
Well,
were
they even in love, though? That's the whole point.
I'm saying it.
Were they even in love, though?
The guy was a billionaire.
Exactly. They're together for money. Thank you so much.
They're not together for money. What I'm trying to say is he doesn't necessarily have to get married if he doesn't want to. The point I'm trying to make here is this. If love is about money, as you're saying, that love should have rescued their marriage.
Okay. I live to see another day. Thanks so much, Jones. Thank you, everyone. Talk Africa. Don't forget, tune in.